Welcome back to Everything House. My name is Marco. Today we're talking about drills, impact driver, hammer drill, and then a regular drill. The differences between them and which one you need to buy. Great, so a common question is what is a drill versus a hammer drill? Okay, so ultimately tools have, it's a feature, a hammer drill is a feature on a regular drill because every hammer drill could also be a regular drill. Let me give you an example. So this is an example of just a regular drill. There's no hammer feature, okay? It just spins, that's all it's got. Whereas this is a drill and a hammer drill, okay? So drill, same thing. Go ahead and pull the trigger. It'll spin at whatever frequency you want, whatever speed you want. It's for drilling into wood, pretty much that kind of thing. You can use it to put in some screws. It's not going to be the easiest thing in the world. For that, you want an impact. We'll talk about that later. But the difference between a regular drill and a hammer drill is when you put the hammer feature on, so right here on this, I like Milwaukee, so I use Milwaukee, we have a hammer drill feature here, okay? So you go to that, and when you go to apply force to it, okay, you push down on the head, it makes that sound, it ratchets, okay, like a hammer, okay? And the purpose of that is mainly you're going to use that to go into concrete, for drilling holes into concrete, okay? The reason why you want that is because you want that impact, that head hitting the concrete, chipping away and removing concrete as the dust. You need a concrete bit to go into concrete though. It looks like this, okay? So it has a widened head that will make the hole a little bit bigger than the actual channel, but these heads right here will go ahead and pull out the dust as it's drilling forward, okay? So that's the main difference between a drill and a hammer drill. Now let me show you while I'm at it. Here's an example of my wood bits or drywall or something light, very, very soft stuff, okay? Here's a regular drill. You can use this with a regular drill, not a hammer. So basically there isn't those flutes there that make the hole and chew out concrete pieces, okay? So it's just going to go ahead and these are nice and sharp, whereas this is very dull, okay? Because it doesn't have to be sharp because you're breaking off concrete as it's coming out. Whereas this, you want it sharp because it's cutting into the fibers. Does that make sense? Great, cool. So that is the main difference between a drill and a hammer drill, okay? Now all drills are going to have a clutch feature, all right? Now what is that? Smart people use them, a lot of people don't, but the clutch feature is very simple. So on this particular drill, you have your drill, okay, where there is no clutch, which means I can apply all the force I want to this and it's not going to release the pressure, okay? But if I go to the driver mode, right, and I bring it down, so right now I have it on 18, which means I have to apply a lot of force here in order for it to click up. All right, now if I go down to like 2, watch how easy. See? So now basically what that means is the numbers here are arbitrary depending on the manufacturer you're using the drill for, okay? But essentially what you're doing is you're preventing the bit, okay? Imagine this bit was on the end of this, okay? You're preventing the bit from applying so much force that it strips out the metal from the screw, okay? Screws are softer than the bits, 99% of the time, unless you have special fasteners. But what that feature does is it stops you from going so hard and so fast, or applying so much torque rather, that you strip out this metal, rounding it out, and then you can never get it in or out again. That's a whole nother deal getting those out. Gotta get a bit extractor and all of that stuff. So other than that, drill or hammer drill, it's usually the same tool. Hammer drill is just a feature of a regular drill. Next question, what is an impact driver? So something I use every day. It's always in my bag no matter where I go. First tool in there, right, is an impact driver. So this is an example of an impact driver. So is this and so is this, okay? When I first started, I bought a Ryobi kit when I first started my handyman business a while ago. And this was sufficient for a while, okay? But then as I progressed, I wanted something a little more features, right? So the purpose of an impact driver, okay, is to put in fasteners. That's pretty much it, put in fasteners. Whether they be screws, whether they be lag screws, whether they be bolts if you need a certain torque setting on them, but it's just to put in screws, okay? Can a drill do what an impact driver does? Technically, yes. The difference is with an impact driver, you have to apply less downward force than you would on a regular drill to achieve the same result. So now, if you notice, with an impact driver, I can push down as hard as I want, and it's not going to make that ratchet sound like the hammer drill did, okay? It won't do it because that's not how it's designed. An impact driver will apply the impact, right, which is actually a little clutch in there that's applying force, only when the force of the fastener is pushing back on the opposite force of this drill, then it will go ahead and engage the impact and drill it in farther and faster for you without having to apply so much force. Does that make sense? Or yes, I hope that makes sense. I like to, yeah. Anyway, so they have different features. Impact drivers, they've really grown in the past, decade. For instance, on this one, this is my Milwaukee Fuel, okay? It has different settings in there, 1, 2, and 3. It applies how much speed will be applied to this screw. If you need something delicate, you want to be careful with it. You want to go to like a 1. I leave it on 3 pretty much exclusively. I just use my trigger when I want to be soft. After you get comfortable with these kinds of tools, you can do that. But now the difference is, so now as far as tools go for impact drivers, well, hold on, that answers the question of what does an impact driver do, okay? Cool. Next question, what drill do I buy? Okay. All right, so do you want to drill a hole or do you want something to put in screws, okay? You can have, both tools can do both, believe it or not, okay? However, I highly, highly, highly advise you get one of each, straight up, because an impact driver can do what a drill can't, and a drill can do what an impact driver can't. And a lot of times, one will make your life so much easier than the other. Let me give you an example, okay? So a regular drill, you can go ahead and put in these bits, okay? And you can go ahead and start putting in screws, right? You're going to run into some issues about stripping screw heads and things like that, but it will work, okay? You can do it. That appears to be all the Ryobi's got. However, with an impact, it will be much, much easier, okay? You'll have much less issues. Also, if you're trying to drill holes, same drill, you can go ahead and chuck it up, okay? And you can go ahead and put some holes in, and for this bit, wood or drywall will be fine, okay? Now, for an impact, all right, same thing, you need to put in screws. You can do that. It does it very well. But they also do make, and I have with me sometimes, okay, most of the time, but they do make bits that you can drill with, okay, that will fit an impact, okay? They have those, all right? So you can do that as well. However, it's a specialized bit, okay? It's more of a convenience thing, okay? It's just more of a convenience thing, makes your life easier. And typically, you don't want to go more than, say, 1/4 inch. That's what the kit has here, all right? So if I need to make a hole or go into something harder that's bigger than 1/4 inch, then I'm going to pull out my drill and go to my bits, okay? And that's the right way to do that. Otherwise, you're going to chew through your expensive impact bit pretty quickly because of that impact motion, okay? If you're going through something soft, it's fine. Now, the reason why is because a drill bit is designed, okay, to spin and take off a little bit at a time, okay? So it's nice and sharp. Just take out a little bit at a time as it spins very, very quickly, okay? Whereas an impact is designed to, as soon as it has force and pressure, is to pound it forward, which is not what you want to do when you're drilling, right? You want to just take out a little bit at a time, which is why you're going to go through that bit pretty quickly. So to answer your question, what should I buy? Get one of each. I promise you, your life will be a lot easier. Just get one of each. Oh, so hammer drill, okay? If you're going to get one, I would say if you are going to get a drill and driver combo, okay, get a drill with a hammer feature, okay? You may never have to drill into concrete, right? But the fact that you can will make your life a lot easier. Say you're doing something on the outside of your house, or you want to hang some cables or what have you. You need to go through brick or going through your foundation. The hammer drill feature is a must, a necessity. You'll need it at that point. Then you just get some bits and you're off to the races. So if you get a drill that has obviously a drill feature, they all have a clutch, and a hammer drill feature on there, and then also an impact, you pretty much have all your bases covered. And just go that route, I promise you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned a lot of things. Again, if you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'd be happy to answer them. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.